Day 7 takes us into our tallow, and this is infused tallow. I'm really proud of my tallow. So this is tallow I have rendered. I actually dry render it first, and then whatever is done that way, I use for soap and go from there. But when it's for my tallow balm, I actually do another rendering, which is water rendering, and do that a few times just to make sure it's nice and no beefy smell. This is actually how I infuse my tallow with my herbs. And then the straining process is probably the messiest process because you're dealing with hot tallow, so it's hot because otherwise it'll solidify. Tallow is all of a sudden getting a big name again, and it's kind of funny because this is something I've been doing for a few years, and so people are like, oh, you do that because it's a fashion, and it's like, no, it's not a fashion for me. It is something I truly love. And tallow is deeply nourishing and moisturizing. It has vitamins A, B12, E, D, and K that are all beneficial to our skin. It does help prevent the skin's loss of moisture, and it contains conjugated linoleic acid, which is CLA, which also doesn't the ghee have that? With natural anti-inflammatory properties. And all these nutrients are found only in animal products. You cannot find these things in plant-based products. And that is really just the tip of the iceberg on what tallow can do and the benefits of tallow. So after it is infused with the botanicals and the oil infused with botanicals, there's a little bit of oil into the tallow balm. You don't have to whip it like I am doing here. You can just leave it as like a salve, put it in a container and just let it solidify. I like to put it in the fridge, and I like to whip it. So depending on how much oil I put in there, sometimes it's a creamy body butter stiffness. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's a little thinner. There's always different varieties on my website. There are some standards. I love chamomile. I love garden mint. There's usually a rose, and my new rose one actually has rosehip and raspberry seed oil. Excellent for skin properties. And that is day 7 of the 12 days of gifting. And what's your favorite tallow balm?